Okay, what up? I'm Tony Manfre. Welcome to my house. We've got Echo. She kind of runs stuff around here. The big boss, the big dog. Yeah, my name's Tony Manfre. I have been a skateboarder, you know, since I was 5 or 10 years old, you know, depending on how serious. What was it, Thrasher Jaded? That was like one of my first full video parts. Yeah, definitely Static 3 was like a big highlight for me because, I mean, that's like a complete honor to be in any of Josh Stewart's videos. Okay, Bubba, here, go get it. Get a lot of inspiration from DJing. I've always been a DJ for about 20-something years now. I started with my mom's record collection. Kind of just went from there. I couldn't get enough. So I've got, let's see, Mac Dre. Since I'm from Sonoma, Vallejo was right next door, so we grew up listening to a lot of rap from Vallejo. First Sun Ra record, that one's $800 if you can find it. Johnny the Fox, Eddie Harris. Got Barry White, can't forget about Barry. Huge Cuddy Ranks fan, tons of James Brown. Real Video fans, this is some old Money Mark album. Aphex Twin and Luke Vibert. I love Luke Vibert. Kind of does a lot of different styles. Ohio Players, Funky Worm, original copy. Coco Bryce, fellow skater from over in Netherlands. This is a really rare record too. You know, these are really classic, like 1993 jungle records. This is like this Santana remix that my friend made me buy because he said if you buy that, people will go crazy, but they haven't yet. But yeah, all these stuff I find at like the Salvation Army and the Goodwill. If you're like really on top of it and they just put out the fresh stack, I can usually just get right on that. With a cell phone now, you can go into a record store that like doesn't have a turntable or something and just go on your phone on YouTube. But I mean, this stack, I bought it sight unseen because it says Dance Hall Masters. You know, you got Ninja Man, Max Romeo, Bunny General. A lot of these artists I love. I've always been into music, like doing like bands. I was in a punk band with friends ever since like 6th grade. And then I loved hip hop, so I've always gotten into music my whole life. As soon as I heard Kraftwerk, I think I decided I wanted to get involved with music, like on a production level, and like learn how to make sounds and how was this music made, you know? I think skating like opens up a world of music to people. Skaters always had like the dope music before like the rest of the world, especially in the 90s, good hip hop. And so it definitely inspired me overall. I guess like, if you think of it in a real simple terms, like what you have for a video part, like you don't want it to seem stale. So you kind of want to like, all right, I got the kickflip, I got the grind trick, I got some like gaps, I got, you know, so you want it to be like varied. So with my tracks or whatever, I'm like thinking, oh, okay, is it missing something or is there too much of something? So it's kind of similar in that way, like you want it to be balanced. This equipment here is the ASR 10, made famous by Alchemist, Kanye West, RZA. This is like classic gear right here. Basically all it does is record sounds. Usually I'll just sample like for like 2 days. I'll just sample sounds and like build up my library of sounds. What I try to do is I try to edit everything to where I think it's gonna match up perfect. And then by the time I go to write the track, I can just get into the songwriting and I have all my like annoying work kind of done. Sometimes I'll put on a record in its entirety and just like kind of hear it through. And then if I hear something I like, I usually have to go back into the studio with the record and find it. It could be, I mean, it could be literally like a drum, like, and I'm like, oh. This sequencer program I use is called Renoise. Basically, when I hit a note, it enters in that note and then advances me to the next step. So then when I play it back, it's like, I can have that beat going, and then if I want to like pitch it up, you know, I just pitch up all those drums with the pitch bend, and it's like, so if I want to go or whatever, I can just think of that in my head and then kind of step sequence my pattern that I have in my head, and then I just hit play. You know, I can slow down and I can be like, and now I can, and you know, it's not the best beat, you know, ever, but it's like, I can just kind of think of something real quick, and it might be a fail or it might be something that I'm interested in really fast. I'm designing the sounds or the collage kind of like little bits and bots that I got going on, and then this just helps organize it and turn it into a song. I try to contribute to any kind of skate project that I can, because that's like a dream come true. Not only to be a skater and work with the skate industry and stuff like that, but now to be able to like contribute some music any way I can is like, it's great. Yeah, I did some stuff for Atlas. It was a commercial of me skating in LA, and then I just whipped up the beats for that. And that was like earlier on. I know a lot more about how I want to make sound now versus then. And I know that like people are always looking for music, so that's kind of how it came about. But it's mostly just like because I love music and skating, so. I just did something for Nike. Atlas released this dunk, the Lost at Sea dunk. They wanted a beat to go with their little video, and that was pretty rad because I got like exposure and stuff. And then just like a few weeks after that, Santa Cruz hit me up for Nibs' part.
I heard of you, man. Yeah, you know me. I take to the street with any of these motherfuckers, man. But these new kids nowadays, man, they got no respect for human life.
Dope. Yeah, dude. Me and him have met in the city through like GX and like skating in the city, but we had crossed paths a few times. I know he's like a super ripper, so yeah, I was like, it just seemed like a good fit because we know each other and I'm like a fan, so I was honored, like more than honored, you know. I was just like, oh, this is gonna be so sick, you know. Boom, Nibs Bank right there.
I heard of you, man. Yeah, you know me. I take to the street with any of these motherfuckers, man.
So, this track, I just spent a bunch of time recording breaks and like chopping them up, and like I wanted it to be kind of danceable, like something cool that had energy to it, but also wasn't like straight hip hop, or it wasn't like straight dance music. I kind of wanted to add some of my own like flavor. When I was talking to you guys at first, I think you guys had a few different vibes, like hip hop song and then this. So when you told me that he was kind of into electronic music and dance, and then I was like, oh, perfect. You guys kind of opened it up for me and said like, you like dance music, so does he, you know? Sometimes it's like unsuspecting, like myself. I listen to hella dance music, so people are like, really? Like I thought you were like into like Black Flag or something. I'd have the beats going, and then over the top, we use this 303 bass line, which is like that kind of droning bass line. You know, like, it's kind of an unmistakable sound. That's a 303. It's really rare. These things are like $3,000 or something now, and it's like, look, mine's coming apart. Over time you learn, you don't need all the equipment. Sometimes you just need one thing, and you can achieve some really good results. It's more about like what you can do with what you have. Usually you'll start with an idea, and then you got to kind of polish over it. So by the end, what the end result, I kind of added some little house vibes and like just kind of polished it over, maybe added a few samples and kind of like went over the sound. There it is, the Nibs remix. I love the way it came out. It kind of pushed me to come up with something original and something that I thought would work, even though like you don't know until you send it over and then they're like, oh, we're stoked. So my boy M27 put out a label called Good Chill. And this is like mostly skaters and homies from the Bay Area. So I've been working on stuff for them. And then this is me. It's called Poppin' Fresh Jungle 3, and I'm on here. So that's kind of like a special one to me. It's kind of been like a slow progression over the years, just contributing a little thing here or there. And I put out 3 albums on my own on my Bandcamp. And the most recent one has the Nibs beat in there. I wanted to put it on the album because I figured if people heard it in the skate, they would probably come back to check out my album, hopefully. Yeah. I have a record coming out with my boy M27. So that's called Major League Jungle, and the pre-order's out right now. It's a track called Tony Rebel. I've been filming some skating here and there. I'm trying to like compile more footage for video, but mostly just making music. Hopefully keep the momentum. Echo, hey. Hopefully that didn't fuck up our interview. Hopefully keep the momentum with like the skate projects, be putting out more records with labels, because that's like what I'm all about. I'm all about the vinyl. So if I can get my own tracks published to vinyl, and then maybe if that can build into something bigger. But really it's just for the love and for the underground and just to do it, you know? I don't really care about like where it goes as long as I'm able to put my music out and it sounds good. But it's pretty much about making the sound top notch as best as I can get it, and then hopefully people enjoy it.